Alrighty guys, what's going on? It's Phil here and welcome to my official SummerSlam 2025 predictions. For the first time ever, WWE is doing a two-night SummerSlam. It's going throughout the entire weekend, and the best part is I will be in East Rutherford, New Jersey for the event. So it's going to be an absolutely one hell of a weekend, and I cannot wait to see all of it go down. And with WWE doing the first ever two-night SummerSlam, you already knew that WWE had to go out with a bang for this card. And trust me when I say, we got a hell of a lot to talk about with 12 matches happening over the course of this weekend. It's going to be a fun show to talk about, so why don't we just get right into it. But before we do, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and turn on the bell for all notifications. That way you guys never miss another upload right here on the YouTube channel. Like I said, I'll be at SummerSlam, so if you guys see me, why don't you guys come say hi, let's take a picture, let's talk pro wrestling, let's have a great time in New Jersey for SummerSlam. It's going to be one hell of a weekend, but let's get right into these predictions. Let's kick things off talking about the matchup between Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. Now the thing is, I love both of these guys. Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross are two of my favorite people on the Monday Night Raw roster right now, and especially with the rise of Karrion Kross right now. Karrion Kross definitely, in my eyes, should win this match because of everything that's kind of happening right now with this kind of mini push that WWE is doing with Karrion Kross. But we all know the contract situation with Karrion Kross is very much in limbo. We don't know what Karrion Kross's contract situation is right now with the WWE. And we don't know if WWE kind of secretly re-signed the man and ultimately is going to be giving him the push that we, the fans, ultimately want to see him in, or if WWE is just going to go the safe route and give Sami Zayn the victory to ultimately continue on his path towards the World Heavyweight Championship. We all know that the ultimate goal is to ultimately get Sami Zayn to that World Heavyweight Championship type caliber scene. But at the end of the day, is WWE going to be able to do that? Is WWE going to be doing that with Sami Zayn? Or is there going to be a little bit more of an adversity type of feel for Sami Zayn's path to that world title? In my eyes, doing the adversity path of seeing Sami Zayn lose at SummerSlam to Karrion Kross would be a great way to continue on his build towards that World Heavyweight title to ultimately get him to the Rumble and do everything with that so that he can get to WrestleMania and win the title in the end. But if everything that is happening right now with Sami Zayn is going to be the case and he wins at SummerSlam, which is my ultimate prediction of Sami winning the match at SummerSlam, what's next for Karrion Kross, if anything at all? I definitely do not want this to be the end of Karrion Kross within the WWE landscape. In fact, I think it would be an absolutely huge mistake if WWE were to not re-sign Karrion Kross. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we really don't know what WWE's plans are with Karrion right now. So I'm just going to go with Sami Zayn to win this match at SummerSlam and see where things go from there. Up next, let's talk about the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship as the Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez take on the Allies of Convenience and Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. First of all, this is the best Women's Tag Team Championships have looked in quite some time. And I'm telling you right now, if you were to tell me that Charlotte Flair, after being booed out of every single building that she ever appeared in after the Royal Rumble debacle, to ultimately getting one of, if not the biggest pop at Evolution, ever since being paired up with Alexa Bliss with the thing, if you were to tell me that that was going to happen, I would have called you an absolutely crazy human being because that's just never going to happen. But it has, and the thing is, with the overall pairing of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss's pairing with Charlotte has made Charlotte a lot more likable, a lot more palatable, and honestly, just a lot more digestible with everything that's happening right now, because Charlotte Flair is not in the world title scene, and that is a great thing to see. I'm going with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss to ultimately win these tag team titles because WWE has a hot hand right now with these two as a pairing. And with everything that's happening right now with the Judgment Day, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, they don't need these tag team titles. They have everything going for them when it comes down to the return of Liv Morgan. When Liv Morgan does come back into the fold of WWE, they have everything when it comes down to that story and what's going to be happening with Liv Morgan now she comes back into the fold with everything that's happening with the Judgment Day. Now that Roxanne Perez is kind of, she's found herself within the Judgment Day, and at the end of the day, she's become a very great asset to the overall group. So that right there, that whole entire story for them, that is what they need to focus on. What WWE does need to focus on now is these tag team titles on Charlotte and Alexa and see where the ball goes from there. So my official prediction is Charlotte and Alexa to win these tag team titles, and I honestly really do hope it happens. Another tag team match that is set for SummerSlam is Jelly Roll teaming up with Randy Orton taking on the team of Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Now let's just face it, everybody and their mother was not happy that this match is even existing in the first place. Except me, because I knew what WWE was doing here right from the very word go, and the thing is, celebrity matches happen in WWE all the freaking time. So, the thing is, this match is completely harmless for me, and I understand people's, frustrations with, the likes of Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton being a part of this thing, right? But Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton are Teflon. They are so easy to put in world title situations right out the gate the next time after everything is all said and done with SummerSlam, that it's going to be very easy to pick up the momentum for Randy and Drew once everything is all said and done here. The thing is, this is a huge dream for Jelly Roll being a part of the WWE. He is a huge WWE fan. He has been on this weight loss journey, losing over 200 pounds to get to this moment right here. He is loving every single moment of it. He is training each and every single day at the PC. He is taking this thing seriously. And everything when it comes down to the build of this match has been tremendous. Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre have had amazing stuff between them. Logan Paul has done very good work with Jelly Roll throughout this entire ordeal. I cannot wait to see this match at SummerSlam. And honestly, it's going to be a very intriguing match, to say the very least, for this night at SummerSlam for night one. And no matter where they put this on the card, it's going to be hot. I don't know. I guess I just have a little bit of a different mindset for celebrity matches nowadays than I used to back in the day. But regardless, my ultimate winner for this thing is Jelly Roll and Randy Orton to win this match against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Logan Paul taking the pinfall victory, of course, to Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll is going to get the pin, and it's going to be a very nice moment to see. Up next, let's talk about the Women's Championship matchup between Tiffany Stratton and the Queen of the Ring, Jade Cargill. I love you, Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton, you have been a solid women's champion for the time that you had that title, but it's time for you to lose that title. It's 100% going to be Jade Cargill walking out of SummerSlam as the new WWE Women's Champion, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You already know that WWE is going to put the rocket strapped onto Jade Cargill as she goes to the stratosphere and wins the Women's Championship at SummerSlam. It's going to happen. It's just inevitable at this point. And the thing is, it's Jade Cargill's time. It is. Look, I overall like how Jade Cargill has been positioned by WWE. At the end of the day, I truly do wish that WWE did a little bit more with Tiffany Stratton and her women's world title run, or women's title run, I should say. But overall, she's been fine with the title. It's just time for her to lose it. And it's to Jade Cargill that she's going to be losing it to. I just wish that, with everything that kind of happened with the loss of intrigue for this matchup because of everything that happened with Naomi and the Women's Money in the Bank briefcase, a lot of intrigue for this match was because of Naomi in that briefcase. And because Naomi cashed in on the other Women's Championship, it kind of lost the, overall, not trajectory of this match, but the overall hype and build for this match because of the fact that she cashed in for the other world titles. So we'll see in due time how this match plays out. I do not think that this match is going to be bad by any means. I just wish that the overall intrigue of Naomi still holding the Money in the Bank briefcase was there, because you really could have had something special with the Naomi and Jade Cargill factor. It's just not there anymore. But Jade Cargill's going to win that title, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and we will see a new women's champion come SummerSlam Night 1. Now let's talk about the tag team matchup between Jey Uso and Roman Reigns taking on the Brawns in Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Now I will say this, here's the thing. I thought that there was absolutely no way, chance in hell, that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed could pick up the victory in this tag team match, right? But then we saw everything that happened on this past episode of Monday Night Raw, and you really see the dominant force that Braun Breaker is, and you really see the dominant force that Bronson Reed can be. And trust me, I'm probably going to say the same name twice within this thing many times, because it's just crazy how there's just two Brons in the WWE, especially in the same faction. But regardless, however I may feel about that, I truly hope that WWE pulls the trigger and have Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed win this tag team match, right? And honestly, I don't even think it would hurt Roman Reigns or Jey Uso in the slightest if they were to lose this tag team match. Do I think it's going to happen, though? No. I think Jey Uso and Roman Reigns are going to pick up the victory. They're going to win this match, and we'll see in due time how it all shapes out. But I think it's in WWE's best interest to truly do give the Brons the win here, because you have the hot hand in these two right now, with Seth Rollins being a non-factor. Seth Rollins is hurt. Seth Rollins is gone. So, with everything that's happening right now, it's time to really capitalize on Braun Breaker. It's time to capitalize on Bronson Reed. And if you have this match, let's just say, kick off SummerSlam Night 1, and you have Braun Breaker pin somebody like Roman Reigns, that could really solidify the future of the WWE being in the hands of Braun Breaker, pinning somebody like Roman Reigns, who is obviously, we all know what Roman Reigns has done. He held the championship for over 4 years in the company. It truly puts a stamp on the future of WWE if Braun Breaker pinned Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. It's probably not happening, but that's what I would ultimately want to see happen, because that would just be absolutely insane, and that could send him to do Street Fighter, and then when Roman Reigns comes back, you can build the match towards Roman and Braun for the foreseeable future, and it would be an amazing match to see, I'm telling you right now. But we'll see in due time if that happens. I got Roman and Jey winning this thing. And, I just... It's Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. If they win this thing, come on. I don't think anybody would be shocked. But my official prediction is going to be Roman and Jey. That's my pick. And now it's time to talk about the main event of Night 1 for SummerSlam. Gunther defending the World Heavyweight Championship against the best in the world, CM Punk. Now, if you guys are watching WWE Unreal, you guys would have seen that this match is actually supposed to be scheduled for the main event of Night 1 of WrestleMania 41. And the fact that this was going to be the main event of Night 1 for WrestleMania, the fact that we're getting it at SummerSlam means that we are in for a treat here if this was truly the original plan for WrestleMania. And the thing is, in my eyes, if this was the plan for WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight title, we could have really seen CM Punk win the World Heavyweight Championship on the grandest stage of them all. And the thing is, here at SummerSlam, I think we're still going to be seeing the same thing. I got CM Punk walking out of SummerSlam Night 1 as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, but there's also time to put on that tinfoil cap on, guys, because I got a conspiracy theory to talk to you guys about. Now, I know it's going to be a far-fetched type of theory, but regardless, you have to talk about it here, because at the end of the day, this is the world of WWE, and whether or not you truly do believe that Seth Rollins is hurt or not, or he is legitimately hurt, but it's not as bad as people are making it out to be, Seth Rollins cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase in the main event of Night 1 at SummerSlam to ultimately take the title away from CM Punk is a possibility and a scenario that we have to talk about here, because at the end of the day, CM Punk and Seth Rollins is a forever feud for the WWE, and it's box office. It's a draw. It's, something that people want to see regardless of however many times we may see it take place. And, I kind of draw comparisons with what they got going on over in AEW with Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page. We all know how many times Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page did their thing in AEW, but the fact of the matter is, we still have never seen those guys go at it for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. But, just like here in WWE with CM Punk and Seth frickin' Rollins, we've seen this match 2 other times before in 2025, but still not for the world title. What if CM Punk takes away that world title from Gunther, but ultimately has that title taken away from him by Seth Rollins, who cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase? The third and final match can only be taking place in one spot in my eyes, and that is at WrestleMania, and that is for the World Heavyweight Championship. You do that, and you have him cash in the main event of Night 1, doing a Heist of the Century 2.0, but at SummerSlam, it would be absolutely tremendous to see, and I would love every single second of it. But it's just a kind of scenario that has to be talked about, okay? But my overall prediction is CM Punk walking out of SummerSlam as the World Heavyweight Champion. Alright guys, but now we're on to night 2, and we're going to be kicking things off with the 6-tag team TLC match involving the Wyatt 6 defending those SmackDown tag team titles against the DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Andrade and Rey Fenix, the Street Profits, and Fraxium. And the thing is, I would like to give myself a little bit of a pat on the back for remembering all 6 of these tag teams, because man oh man, this tag team TLC match is stacked to the gills, and man oh man, this is going to be chaotic in every single way imaginable. I mean, come on, when you have 12 people in a TLC match at the end of the day, it's a beautiful car crash to see. On television, whether you're there live, in the arena, or in the stadium for that rather, it's going to be freaking insane to see. And it's all for the WWE Tag Team Championships. The thing is about the 16 TLC matches, I loved how every single tag team and the Tag Team Championship is being presented on a WWE PLE for the first time in forever. And honestly, I just love how it's all come about, because it's made every single tag team in this match feel important, and those tag team titles feel important as well. And that is the best thing about all of this. This is absolutely going to elevate the tag team division to new heights, and at the end of the day, this is truly going to be a show stealer for night 2 of SummerSlam. The thing is, I would absolutely 100% kick off night 2 with this match, because you want to have the crowd red hot for night 2, and this would be an amazing way to do that. Overall, we all know that this match is going to be incredible. I cannot wait to see it. Who do I have winning this match at the end of the day? I'm going with the Wyatt 6. I'm going with the Wyatt 6 to retain their tag team titles here, mainly because they just got them. I do not want to see them lose these tag team titles so close to winning them. Any team could walk out of this thing and I'd be perfectly fine with it, because I love every single tag team in the division. But you just gave them to the Wyatt 6. I don't want to see them lose it. And honestly, you're only scratching the surface with them as tag team champions. So Wyatt 6 got to retain, in my eyes, those tag team titles at SummerSlam. Now let's talk about the Intercontinental Championship matchup between Dominik Mysterio and AJ Styles. Now the thing is, when it comes down to the build for this Intercontinental title match, it's not been your traditional build, but I love how everything's kind of come about, because AJ Styles has shown a lot more comedic side to him as of late, and Dominik Mysterio is trying to be the sly little cheater, little punk that he ultimately is, and trying to stay away from this match in every single way possible. But now he is cleared. Now he has no doctor note to save him. He's fighting, and he is defending that Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. And though I would love to see AJ Styles win the Intercontinental Championship and become a Grand Slam champion in the WWE, I'm picking Dominik Mysterio to retain the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam, because I think AJ Styles is just going to put the kid over and, give him a big win at SummerSlam. Now, I personally want to see AJ Styles walk down as a champion. I do, because I do believe that with everything that's happening with Dominik Mysterio and him possibly going to Triple Mania and winning the AAA Mega Championship, he can do a lot more with that title than he can with the IC title right now. There's not much left for Dom to do for the Intercontinental title. Like I said, I think he could do a lot more with the AAA Mega title than he can for the IC title. Let AJ Styles go on a run with the IC title, man. Is this final year and a half with the WWE, or at least in his career, because he does not want to wrestle until he's 50 years old. Give him the Grand Slam Championship. Give him the IC title. Let him go on a little bit of a run with it. And let Dom do something else with the AAA Mega Championship. You're still going to have him on television. You're going to have the AAA Mega Championship on WWE programming, which would be a great thing for AAA. Why not? Everybody would win there, and it's a great thing to see. So I'm saying AJ Styles should win this title at SummerSlam, but I think Dom is going to retain. Now it's time for the United States Championship match, as Solo Sikoa defends that title in the steel cage against Jacob Fatu. Now the thing is, I'm going with Jacob Fatu to ultimately win back the United States Championship, and the reason for that being is because I don't think Solo Sikoa's run as the United States Champion needs to be a long thing. I think it ultimately just needed to happen when it did. So, Jacob Fatu winning back the United States Championship, even though I do believe he has a lot more potential with him than just the United States Championship. He's fine to be in the United States Championship picture for now to ultimately up the prestige of this championship on Friday Night SmackDown with him as the champion. And he can have amazing feuds with the likes of Damian Priest or anybody for that matter when it comes down to the United States title. So honestly, just give Jacob Fatu the United States Championship and let him run with the ball and see where it goes. Everything else with this, Bloodline Vortex and Solo Sikoa, I don't know where else the WWE would go if Solo Sikoa would just retain the title here, I mean, look, at the end of the day, we can see Tama Tonga return in a black hoodie, and even though it's a steel cage match, heck, even the entire rest of the Bloodline can show up and cost Solo Sikoa or cost Jacob Fatu rather the United States title. It very much can happen. But what else is the Bloodline going to do if Jacob Fatu loses this match and, we see Solo Sikoa retain the title? I don't know what Solo Sikoa or the rest of the Bloodline does. I mean, yeah, sure, the Bloodline still needs a little bit more polishing and a little bit more marinating in order to really kind of, find themselves, because, I mean, we see JC Mateo and Tama Tonga in this group now, and they still need to, find themselves within this group. But at the end of the day, what else does Solo need to do with the United States title? Not much. So just give it back to Jacob Fatu and let's just see where this goes. Let's talk about the Women's Intercontinental Championship matchup between Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. Now, there is one caveat to this thing, and that is if Lyra does lose, she can no longer challenge for the IC title for as long as Becky's the champion. But there's also one other factor that people aren't really necessarily talking about, and that is Bayley. Because Bayley, we all know, is completely lost right now. She has no idea what the next kind of move is for her in her WWE career. She was not at WrestleMania. She's not at SummerSlam. What is ultimately going to be the thing for Bayley once everything is all said and done? And I do believe that Bayley will be at SummerSlam. But I think it could ultimately cost one of these two the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And that could be something very big down the line. Now, we could see Bayley cost Lyra the title. And we could possibly see a pairing between Becky and Bayley to ultimately just be on top of the women's tag team division and possibly go after Charlotte and Alexa if they do win the tag team titles. But, I just think it's ultimately time to give Lyra Valkyria the Women's Intercontinental Championship back, because throughout this entire three-way feud between Becky, Bayley, and Lyra, Lyra's been the best looking woman out of every single person here, in my eyes, because she has always had the talent. She has always had the, she's always had something within her, but WWE needed to bring that out of her. And the way they did that was feud her with Becky Lynch and Bayley over this Women's Intercontinental Championship, and it's worked wonders for the career and the trajectory of Lyra Valkyria. So you put the title back on Lyra Valkyria, you see where things go from here on out, and I cannot wait to see what WWE has in store for Lyra as the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. Bayley, Becky, they can go on and do their own thing as a heel duo or whatever they want to do with them next. But man, Lyra Valkyria needs to win this Women's Intercontinental title and do bigger and better things with that title and do fresh new views with that title. Maybe even move over to Friday Night SmackDown if the draft happens and we see new fresh faces and matchups with Lyra as the IC champion over there on SmackDown. So we'll see in due time, but Lyra's got to win that title back at SummerSlam. Now it's time for the triple threat match for the WWE Women's World Championship as Naomi defends against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Now, we all know the wrestling soulmates in Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I don't need to go through that entire history because we all know the history of those two. Rhea Ripley cannot get a win over Io Sky. In every single way imaginable, that can't happen. And with everything that happened at Evolution, that match was absolutely amazing. Probably one of the greatest women's matches of all time, in my opinion. I said what I said. And Naomi cashing in the briefcase and winning the title at Evolution. It was easily the best women's cash-in my eyes of all time. And I love how WWE built this thing because there was no fluff. There was nothing in terms of pulling one person in one direction and the other person in the other. Nate just said, look, at the end of the day, Naomi, you cashed in the briefcase on this match. It was an amazing match. None of these two walked out as a champion, so you're going to be defending the title against both of them at SummerSlam, and it's going to be an amazing, amazing time. So, let's do this thing. And the thing is, my prediction right here, right now, is Naomi has to walk out as the WWE Women's World Champion. Because Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, even though I would love to see those two against Stephanie Vaquer, who has the next shot at the Women's World Championship at Clash in Paris, they've already started building things between Naomi and Stephanie Vaquer. So, just keep the momentum going. Keep everything going between Stephanie and Naomi. Have that match happen at Clash in Paris. Now, whether Naomi retains at Clash in Paris, that remains to be seen, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But the whole point here, and the whole overall kind of story that WWE has been telling, the interactions have been between Naomi and Stephanie Vaquer. Rhea and Io, they've had kind of interactions with Stephanie in the past, but nothing this close and nothing this recent to Clash in Paris. So just retain the title for Naomi, have her retain at SummerSlam, and it's going to be an amazing match. If WrestleMania had any indication about how great a triple threat match can be with Rhea and Io added into the mix, and now you're adding Naomi to that mix as well, gosh, we're going to be in for one of the matches of the entire weekend. But yes, Naomi gotta retain the title. That's my prediction. And now it's time to relive the main event of WrestleMania 41. We're doing this again. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed WWE Championship, but this time in a street fight. Now look, the fact that this is a street fight means that there are a lot of scenarios that can go on within this thing, so I'm going to try to go over this thing as quickly as possible, okay? The one thing I do not want is for either Dwayne or Travis to show up, okay? If Dwayne or Travis show up in this match and we can see a possible reincarnation of whatever happened at WrestleMania 41, Night 2, man oh man, the entire internet wrestling community and the entire community of professional wrestling as a whole is going to be driving up a wall. Like, they are going to be so upset if we get just a reincarnation of what happened at WrestleMania 41. But there is a reason why this match is a street fight, and it's not just because Cody Rhodes is going to film Street Fighter after all of this is said and done. Something big is about to go down in this match, and I don't know what that could be, but in my honest opinion, John Cena is ultimately going to retain the WWE Undisputed Championship here because of whatever big thing that is going to be happening here. Now, I know there are also a ton of possibilities and prospects of seeing a double turn happen, where Cody Rhodes ultimately is the one to turn heel, and John Cena turns babyface once again. But I don't think that's happening right now. I think the teases of the Cody Rhodes heel turn definitely happened within this feud with John, but it's not going to happen right now, mainly because of everything that's happening with the Street Fighter stuff. So I'd rather much see John Cena with the Undisputed WWE title here, which is why I see him retaining, rather than see Cody Rhodes win the title, even if it is by nefarious means, just to go off and film Street Fighter. So that's why I have Cena retaining the title in the first place. It's just a matter of what WWE is going to be doing to make this match more interesting than what happened at WrestleMania 41, because you would think, with everything that happened with the stinker at WrestleMania, that John Cena and Cody Rhodes would have a huge chip on their shoulder to make this match as much see as possible compared to their WrestleMania 41 match that they had prior in April. Now, I've seen throughout the entire time of John Cena retaining this title since winning it at WrestleMania, we've seen him kind of go through the motions of like, should I have really done what I have done to ultimately retain this title in the end? And we could see at the end of all of this another shot of that. But with everything that's happening here, even though I do believe that he will retire as a babyface at the end of all of this, he's not going to retire, on top as the Undisputed WWE Champion. He'll lose that title eventually, but it's not going to be now. It's just going to be a very interesting way to go when it comes down to this match and how it all plays out. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens on Sunday to even just try to figure out what WWE has planned in store, okay? But my overall prediction is that John Cena walks out still your undisputed WWE champion, and we'll just see how WWE plays it from there on out. But that's it, guys. Those are my thoughts and predictions for WWE SummerSlam 2025. Like I said, I'll be at the event, so if you guys see your boy, make sure you guys come say hi. Let's take a picture. Let's talk pro wrestling. Have a great time at SummerSlam. I know I will. And at the end of the day, whether you're watching it with friends, whether you're watching it with family, whether you're watching it in the movie theater, have fun and just enjoy the weekend for what is going to be. It's going to be an amazing event. I cannot wait to be there for it all. Let's do this thing, guys. Stay safe. God bless. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Turn on the bell for all notifications. A vlog and a review will be out as soon as possible after all the weekend's festivities are done. But guys, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe. God bless. And peace.